Evening. I hope you're well. It's 8:45 in Townsville, Australia. Welcome to Take Care Tuesday's Positive Zoom Boom. I hope you've had a good week so far, and thank you for joining me for this 15 minutes of inspiration and calm and insight. And I'm Chrissy Regan. I'm founder of Mindful Mums Queensland. I am an author, a poet, a project manager, a mum, and many other things to many other people as well. So I wanted to spend the first part of this Zoom Boom talking about a concept that has affected me over time, and I think is relevant, probably relevant to you as well as a mum, and indeed even as a parent. And it comes down to time scarcity. Now, time scarcity isn't necessarily something that we talk about in general conversation, but it is a real thing, and it does affect each of us in quite significant ways. And people who don't have time to join this live Zoom, for instance, would probably say, I don't have time. And we all have to choose and prioritize the things that we do throughout our day and throughout our week. But what tends to happen when we develop a mindset of time scarcity is that we start to limit ourselves because we always feel that we are rushing. And when we are rushing and we're against the clock, or we put ourselves against the clock, sorry, I don't know what's happened to my voice this evening, we start to limit our opportunity to engage fully in the moment or indeed in the day. And we actually start living our life a lot in the future. So we're thinking about the next thing that we need to do, and the next thing that we need to do, and the next thing that we need to do. And the accumulation of that starts to create a mindset of time scarcity, where we think if we tried to fit anything more in, we're just never going to have enough time. And then the knock-on effect of having a time scarcity mindset is that we start to deprioritize other things in our life, such as our health and our well-being, and we start to make unhealthy choices. And this then can cause us to become actually inactive and paralyze us with kind of inactivity and fear of never having enough time to get things done. So then we become inactive and we become very inefficient because we're stressed about not having enough time to do everything. You know, there's a lot of evidence and research to show that people who suffer with time scarcity then make unhealthy choices when it comes to what they're having for dinner, or they choose not to exercise because they feel that they don't have enough time, and that then adversely impacts their health as well. So, you know, just as a stat that I found tonight, that we found among otherwise healthy people, becoming time poor, rushing or feeling time pressured increases new cases of extreme inactivity, including exercising, less exercise. Around 5% of people, you know, report time scarcity and then reduced exercise. You know, lack of time also changes what people eat, and they also either increase the number of times per day that they're eating, they eat out more, they eat less fruit and vegetables, and they tend to choose foods which are higher in fat, salt, and sugar, which they feel are more sustaining or nourishing. But actually, the reverse is true. And I think we've all done this in the past, where we rush into the supermarket and we see a pre-prepared pasta or a pre-prepared dinner, or we grab, you know, a pack of sausages because we think that's cheap, not cheap, that's easy, that's quick, that's something I can just throw in the oven when I get home. But the reality is, we know that if you actually spent 10 minutes preparing that food, it would probably take you the same amount of time as you spent rushing to buy it. So we start to get in this vicious cycle of thinking we're doing things to shortcut time, but we're actually making our health and well-being worse because we're not choosing to be healthy in those moments. And it strikes me, and I lived with time scarcity a lot because I spent many years living in the future. And what I mean by that is that as a project manager, all of my project goals were usually a year or two in the future. So while I had many tasks to get through to complete the goal, as the goal got closer and closer, there never felt like there was enough time to get the tasks done at work, particularly when you hit a roadblock or you're faced with challenges or something challenging came up. And once I became a mum and I added the pressures of parenting and all of the added work at home, my time scarcity and my mindset of time scarcity became greater and greater and greater, to the point where I wasn't able to feel like at home I could achieve anything on the weekends, because A, I was mentally exhausted, but B, I'd made unhealthy choices all through the week. So therefore I was physically exhausted as well. So it really is something to be mindful of. And one of the ways that I kind of hacked my way around time scarcity was to set myself a goal, which was two things really. To develop a wellness mindset. So I always had in my mind, is this healthy for me? What am I going to choose this week that makes me feel healthy? How am I going to nourish my body and fuel my body? When will I create time, or allow time to exercise? And I started to prioritize a wellness mindset over a time scarcity mindset. And also the other little hack I used was to have in my mind, resist the urge to get busy. So when I was faced with a choice of choosing to do A, B, and C, or to take on more, or to perhaps get involved in something else, or to sign my child up for another activity, I would question and to say to myself, resist the urge to get busy. Because each time you challenge yourself to think about what you're being asked to do with that thought, resist the urge to get busy, you then start to see that your perception of time starts to kind of get reined in a little bit. And getting our mindset around time, as well as wellness and what's important and what are our priorities from a health point of view, is so important, because then it enables you to be more efficient. Because if you're spending less time worrying about all the things you have to do, worrying is essentially stress and anxiety, which causes us to be 40% dumber. You know, when you're actually not worrying or having that time scarcity mindset, you actually start to become more efficient, have more clarity of thought, you have less clouded judgment, you're less rushing in your head, and you can be more effective in your day, in your professional work, as well as when you're at home, because you can quickly see and prioritize, okay, what's the most important things that need to get done now? And often what you'll find yourself doing is choosing the healthy option as to what needs to get done now, as opposed to the unhealthy option of what needs to get done now, which is including having some boundaries and saying, no, now I'm going to shut down my computer and go to bed. Now I'm going to stop worrying about that problem at work, and I'm going to, just sit with it for a while, and I'll find an answer, when I've got more clear ideas about it. So you can really start to use that, more on a day-to-day basis at home, and also, with your kids, should I sit down and watch TV with them, or should we go outside and jump on the trampoline? These little things that you can do, or, just kind of giving yourself always, what is the wellness angle on my day? What's the wellness opportunity here that I can achieve? Which starts to then kind of circumvent, I should say, that time scarcity mindset and that rushing mindset and that frenetic life, which we all find ourselves in quite a lot. And I know for me personally, since I've let go of time scarcity, my life, my health, and my well-being has improved exponentially. So I'd encourage you to do that. There's some really interesting articles online about time scarcity. So if it's something that you find that you suffer with, I'd encourage you to do a little bit of research, and you can also create your own hacks. So mine was resist the urge to get busy, and what is my wellness mindset, and those were my two hacks really. So hopefully you can come up with some of yours, or if you want some ideas or to chat about it, just drop me a message. So I'd now like you to invite you to let time float away, and we'll settle into our meditation. So you can sit comfortably or lie down, close your eyes, put your hands in your lap. Just notice and feel any tension in your shoulders and back. Just take 5 deep breaths. Right down into the pit of your stomach. That's it. Just remember that whatever you've done today, it's enough. And you're here to reward yourself for being present and being mindful that you needed to stop. Stop being busy. Stop overthinking. Stop all the rushing. Time is on your side. You have an abundance of time. You're healthy. You're organized. You can achieve anything you need to in the time that you have available. I want you to say to yourself now 3 times, I resist the urge to get busy. I resist the urge to get busy. I resist the urge to get busy. I am organized and I make time for me. I plan my health and wellness as a priority. I have boundaries with my family and my work and my friends. Time is on my side. I let go of feeling time poor. There is an abundance of time for me. I'm healthy. I'm calm. I take this time for myself. I invite you now to open your eyes. Thank you very much for joining me for today's Zoom Boom. It's Take Care Tuesday. I remind you that tomorrow is Wellness Wednesday, and as you go into Wellness Wednesday, I hope that you embrace a wellness mindset. I will make tomorrow's post a Wellness Wednesday hints and tips mindset post, and I hope that you will get something out of it. I'm wishing you a safe, happy, and comfortable week, whatever you're doing. And I will catch you again on Thursday at the same time for our 3rd Zoom Boom for this week. I'm Chrissy. Take care. Be well. Bye.